This is the Momma Fit Podcast. This podcast is dedicated to all those mamas out there that want to fit a workout in a day, or want to fit in a moment of bliss, or hey, you want to fit into those skinny jeans. Dana Dieters is the host of Momma Fit Podcast. She's a mother of two beautiful girls, a wife, and entrepreneur. Her passion became her profession when she had a wake-up call about 15 years ago. With the support of others and a positive attitude, she was able to overcome the hurdles in her life. This mama strives to wake up and conquer each day to make it better than the day before. Her passion for business and education to others is what drives this mama to be the best version of Momma Fit. With Dana's background, she hopes to help you with your business, health and fitness needs, family time in the kitchen, and give you motivation and inspiration to tackle your day. And most importantly, to help you fit in your Momma Fit time.
Hey there, pretty mamas. Thank you so much for taking some time for yourself and checking out this week's podcast. It's been a couple weeks. Again, I have been so busy with not only work, but my children. This after school thing, the summer schedule is insane. So many things going on. There's so many sports, so many practices. And then, of course, today I actually had some time. It's Friday, and I usually schedule these podcasts every single Friday for me to record. But every Friday this month, somebody has been sick. And so my kiddo right now, my 1-year-old, is upstairs taking a nap, thankfully. And she really is not sick. She had, they thought she was, but I brought her home and she's totally eating everything in sight and she's fine. So anyways, I'm going to try to make this happen before she wakes up. But today is talking about the mind over matter and how breaking a bad habit, because I've had clients, I had my, just finished up our 8-week challenge, and one person in particular did awesome. Actually, I had a lot of people that did really great, but this one did really great because she's been on and off doing certain things for a long time, and she finally found this program, and she had to get herself in the right mindset and changing some of her bad habits and making things work better and having more self-confidence in herself and what she can do. And that's how she started to, if she hit a plateau or, got a setback, she was able to conquer those a lot quicker and realize that she can keep going and it's not going to sabotage what she just did. That's really, really huge when coming into any sort of goal, is that you have to be okay with those little setbacks, because those are all little stepping stones to make you stronger. We all have habits, and either they're good ones or bad. 40 to 50% of our daily lives are run on habits, and which is very important to realize which ones are serving us and then which ones are not. So bad habits can only cripple our goal setting efforts, and also can really sabotage our self-confidence. So for instance, I have some really great habits, but then I have some really bad ones as well. My good habits are always getting my workouts in and always maintaining my nutrition. Those are key. But obviously I do this for my life. This is my livelihood. I teach people this way, and I have to be the teacher. So I have to make sure I'm leading examples that I believe in. Some of my habits that I would love to break are probably my social media stuff. I'd like to take a little break with my kids. I've been doing a lot better at it. I'm not so much on my phone when they're home, but I could do a lot better. My next bad habit would be not taking time for myself, as far as like relaxation time, reading books, just being by myself. I'm always with my kids if I'm not working. So it's one thing it's not a bad thing, but it also is not good for my mentality, and I need to have some time to unwind. Maybe there's some people out there that have habits of eating at night, or maybe eating too much comfort food that isn't good for you, or maybe you have stopped, working out, or you're skipping your workouts, and that's a constant thing that you've been doing, or maybe even checking your social media, during the time you should be working or being with your family. So there's all kinds of habits that we all have. Some are good, some are bad, but we do need to take responsibility on those bad habits, and you can break them. That's the thing. So here are some ways to do it. So you'll learn that self-talk plays a crucial role in our ability to resist temptation, and some tiny words that we can use every single day can create big goal-setting success. So instead of saying, I can't have that, or I can't do that, or I can't have more time for myself, we need to say, I don't want to eat that, or I don't want to check my social media. It gives you more power when you use I don't instead of I can't. So the I can't usually is almost making you feel that you're not allowed, or you feel like you're going to be deprived of something. And that becomes more unempowered. Next thing that really brings out our bad habits is when we're stressed out. In our mind, you need to fight back with some relaxation exercises. So when you're feeling that you are going to go and eat something that you know that you don't want to eat, or you might want to eat it, let's be honest, but it's not good for you. You need to fight back with some relaxing exercises or meditations, even listening to music. Try some deep breathing exercises. I know it seems like that might be almost too much to do at that point when you get overwhelmed and stressed. And the one thing you want to do is emotionally eat. And that's totally something huge that I see quite often. It's not weird. It's not something that's uncommon, but learning tools to help you actually break that habit with the stress of eating. That would be wonderful if you can get into something more relaxing, more like even go for a walk, listen to music, like I said, read a book, anything that would make you just feel relaxed. Take a bath, maybe put some Epsom salt in there with some essential oils or something like that. Those are all things that are going to help you over a period of time, will bring less temptation to that bad habit. Another great way is creating a new image of success to hold into your mind. Instead of always thinking about your bad habit, either eating at night or eating too much, or maybe not getting your workout in, or even as simple as using your social media during the day with your kids or something like that. Try picturing yourself with your new habit that you want, or a positive thing that you are creating in your life. We do it all the time. People that are in business, we do it all the time when it comes to visualizing what we want. This is the same as even a habit of what you want to break. If you want to see yourself in a certain bikini, or if you want to see yourself in a new office for work, if you want to run a marathon and see yourself running across the finishing line, these are all positive things. Instead of thinking what's going to happen or what you're doing now is going to sabotage your goals, think about what your life will be when you actually conquer that habit. So creating that new image of success and holding it into your mind is only going to help you out. Maybe you even have a habit of worrying. Your worry might be even to stop you from doing the good things you need to be doing. And that is one thing that I see with one of my clients until they learn how to mentally attack their bad habit. When you visualize yourself as a successful person and you visualize yourself as someone that is going to conquer their goals, they're already doing it. They see themselves visually that they crossed the finish line, or they got an award for a work thing, or they are they can see themselves in their new body that they've been working so hard for. So again, create that vision of what you want, and it will come alive if you are putting the action to it and you're working on it. Last one is force yourself to do something the opposite of what you're doing. When you repeat the opposite of your bad habit, you'll eventually replace your bad habit with a good habit. And this is so true. Exactly when I was trying to get out of my eating disorder, when I was trying to help myself to get out of these awful thoughts that came in my head every single moment of my life, I literally had to repeatedly say the opposite things that the bad voice, the bad habit would take place in my head. I would actually have to keep repeatedly sabotaging those bad habits with the good. Now, my habit at that time when I had my eating disorder were the bad voices that were in my head. They were always telling me I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm gross. Every time I ate, when I didn't eat, when I looked in the mirror, it was always self-sabotage on me. And it was almost like a different voice in my head that was constantly giving me these negative thoughts. So I repeatedly have to, when I was going through this, had to keep talking back to it. And it eventually got weak and it weakened. And I basically, at that point, and even to this day, I still have to catch myself with some thoughts that do kind of come in once in a while, not very often, but they do. And I just have to basically, do a U-turn and then go back. And that's how my life is and how it was. It was obviously a lot harder to dodge some of these bad thoughts and bad negative thoughts and all that jazz, but it did happen. But I had to use this tool. I had to force myself to do the opposite. So, whenever you have a bad habit, and I feel like everyone has something. It's not like everybody's perfect. If someone's perfect, then something's definitely wrong with them somehow. I think everyone has something, and it's totally fine because it's all what we have to deal with in life, and it always makes us stronger. And that's just one thing that is making who we are us. But what we do with it is trying to help others with this same thing and also giving them tips on how to break a bad habit. So that's why I'm here today. And I'm hoping you can really use some of these tools that I gave you today. It's all about practicing and always doing it. It's not like you do it one time and you're like, all right, I can do it now, I'm fine. It's daily practice. It's minute practice. It's like whatever you're dealing with, if it's something that you deal with on a daily basis and it's always constant, you're going to constantly have to deal with it until you make it weaker. You can break that bad habit and make a better one out of it. You can make your goals happen. You can do so many things, but you have to put the work into it. It's not easy. It's sometimes super hard, but you just have to do it. That's the thing. You can't just wait for something to happen. You just got to do it. All right. Thanks again for making the time with me. And I hope you come back next week. Actually, I hope I come back next week. I'm going to try really hard. I'm hoping all my kids stay healthy and I stay healthy, and we all are going to have a great week. So back again next week. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks so much for spending your time with the Momma Fit Podcast. Dana is so happy to share her tips and tricks with you. If you loved this podcast, we'd be so happy if you could share this episode with your friends and family. Also, if you have time, please leave us a review of your honest thoughts and reflections of the podcast on iTunes or our app. We'd be so grateful. If you have any topic or suggestion that you want answered, leave those in the comments below and make sure that you fit in your Momma Fit time.